Good evening. We begin tonight, Saturday, October 18th, with a story that strikes at the very heart of national security and the trust we place in our highest officials. John Bolton, who once served as National Security Advisor in the Trump administration, now finds himself at the center of a federal indictment. A grand jury has handed down 18 counts against him under the Espionage Act. The allegations are stark. 8 counts accuse him of transmitting national defense information. 10 counts charge him with unlawfully retaining that same sensitive material without authorization. The indictment's details paint a concerning picture of how classified information was allegedly handled. Prosecutors say Mr. Bolton used personal, non-governmental email accounts. They specifically name AOL. They specifically name Google. They allege he sent material classified at the highest levels, top secret, SCI. Some of those messages were sent to the personal email accounts of others, including 2 of his relatives. This use of unsecure channels outside government systems forms the core of the government's case. Bolton has pleaded not guilty, setting the stage for a high-stakes legal battle. The potential consequences are severe. Each of the 18 counts carries up to 10 years in federal prison. Beyond the personal jeopardy, the case raises profound questions about protocols for guarding the nation's most sensitive secrets. It forces a national conversation about responsibility and vulnerabilities when protocols aren't followed. Meanwhile, here in Washington, the gears of government remain ground to a halt. Today marks the 17th consecutive day of a federal government shutdown. It's now the 3rd longest funding lapse in modern history. Lawmakers in the Senate failed again on Thursday to break the impasse. As a result, the lights remain off at many federal agencies. The impact deepens, touching the lives of millions across the country in ways both seen and unseen. The shutdown's effects are far-reaching and deeply human. Approximately 900,000 federal employees have been furloughed. Many are left in financial uncertainty, unsure when their next paycheck will arrive. An additional 700,000 are deemed essential. They must report for duty without pay. TSA agents securing our airports. Other critical national security functions. Medicare continues to operate. Medicaid continues to operate. Other essential services are facing significant strain or suspension. The National Institutes of Health is partially or fully shuttered. The Centers for Disease Control is partially or fully shuttered. The WIC program is partially or fully shuttered. These closures create a ripple effect for public health and research. Against this backdrop, a major international meeting is unfolding. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has arrived in Washington, D.C. He is here for a face-to-face meeting with President Donald Trump. Trump is in the first year of his second non-consecutive term. The stakes for this visit could not be higher. Zelensky is making a direct, forceful case for escalated U.S. military support. He aims to persuade the U.S. to provide offensive capabilities to Ukraine. The Ukrainian requests are ambitious and signal a major shift. Sources say Zelensky is seeking advanced weapons systems. Tomahawk long-range missiles reportedly top the list. President Trump acknowledged the request from the Oval Office. They want to go offensive. This push comes as the White House explores a possible Trump-Putin summit, maybe in Budapest. The diplomatic chess match is intricate and fraught. Ukrainian FM Andriy Sabiha says the Tomahawk possibility forced U.S.-Russia talks. This negotiation places the Trump administration at a critical juncture. Decisions in the coming days, provide weapons or prioritize diplomacy, will matter. Implications for the future of the war. Implications for the stability of Europe. Implications for America's role on the world stage. As these high-level discussions take place behind closed doors, a different kind of conversation is preparing to unfold on the streets of cities across America. Civil liberties organizations and various activist groups have designated today as a No King's Day of Action. This nationwide series of protests and rallies is being organized to voice what participants describe as a growing concern over the misuse of executive power and the erosion of democratic norms. The name itself, No Kings, is a direct reference to the founding principles of the American Republic and a rejection of what organizers see as an overreach of presidential authority. The planned demonstrations are expected to draw crowds in major urban centers from coast to coast, bringing together a diverse coalition of citizens who feel that the traditional checks and balances of our government are under threat. The protesters' stated goals are to demand greater accountability from the executive branch and to advocate for stronger legislative limits and judicial limits on presidential power. These events serve as a powerful and visible barometer of public sentiment, reflecting a deep-seated anxiety among a segment of the population about the health and resilience of our democratic institutions in the current political climate. This expression of civic concern is not limited to the streets. We are also seeing institutions of higher learning take a stand. The University of Pennsylvania has publicly announced its decision to reject a proposed funding deal from the White House, joining a number of other universities that have made similar choices in recent weeks. While the specific details of the funding arrangements vary, the refusals signal a growing tension between the administration and parts of the academic world, adding another layer of complexity to the national discourse about policy, funding, and institutional independence. Shifting our focus to the local level, the political landscape is just as dynamic. In New York City, a recent mayoral debate was marked by sharp exchanges on the critical issues facing the city's residents. Candidates clashed over strategies for policing and public safety, the intractable problem of affordable housing, and the future of the city's aging transit system. These local debates, while smaller in scale, are often a more immediate reflection of the day-to-day concerns of everyday Americans, providing a ground-level view of the challenges that shape our communities and the political will to address them. Turning now to the economy, the financial markets are exhibiting a distinct sense of unease this morning, reflecting the broader climate of political and geopolitical uncertainty. Market futures have been volatile, moving erratically as investors attempt to process the flood of news, from the indictment of a former top official to the ongoing government shutdown. In times like these, we often see a flight to safety, and today is no exception. The price of gold has climbed to record highs as investors seek stability. Other sectors of the market are showing signs of strain. Bitcoin has fallen far below its peaks from earlier this year, suggesting cooling appetite for riskier assets. Reports show some major banks are posting losses from bad loans, a potential sign of broader economic stress. These are the tremors analysts watch closely. Early warnings of bigger challenges ahead. The administration is reportedly considering a move to provide relief to a key American industry. President Trump is said to be pushing for tariff relief on certain imported auto parts. That could lower costs for domestic automakers like Ford and General Motors. It could boost competitiveness and steady the manufacturing sector. Tariffs and trade remain a central theme of policy, watched by both Wall Street and Main Street. These stories, a high-profile indictment, a government at a standstill, international diplomacy, public protests, and a nervous economy, are not just headlines. They matter because they directly impact our daily lives. They affect our trust in government, the stability of our paychecks, the safety of our world, and the security of our retirement accounts. The news is constantly evolving. We'll bring the latest as it emerges.